Hello, beautiful people. My name is Kristen. Thank you for stopping by my channel. I am already anticipating what I will be reading next month, even though it's the middle of August. I'm planning what I'm going to read in September, and it's really fascinating because I've been watching these TBRs and what am I going to read and what am I currently reading, and there's really a really unique perspective of like mood readers versus the really structured planned readers. And I am a very structured plan reader, like having a goal and saying I'm going to read this many classics and then I'm going to read these specific classics and then I'm going to do this. That like feels good to me, like checking it off and looking forward to it. And there's a reason why I'm putting them on. It's not like these are put on the list just randomly. They are well thought out and chosen. And yet I'm very jealous of the mood readers that just kind of like, this is what feels good and I'm just going to enjoy it. And I don't operate that. I like planned spontaneity. A lot of times my college roommates would make fun of me because I would like literally write on my calendar, be spontaneous. Like I would plan to be spontaneous. So we're just going to take advantage of this, and I would like your help adding to my September TBR. I will be doing 2 buddy reads. I will be doing 2 books off of my triad chapter of the 8 that I decided I wanted to go ahead and read. I'm going to read 2 of those in September. And then I will read my classic and my nonfiction, and to see what those are. And then I'll have to figure out my new release when I find out which ones are going to be released in September, because I do a horrible job for all my planning. I do a horrible job of knowing what books are coming out the next month. I just wait until they do come out and then say, okay, we'll get that one. I don't know. It works for me. So one of these 5 books here will go on the TBR based on what you think I should read. And all of these are kind of in the mystery thriller genre, suspense kind of thing. The first up is James Patterson, Jack and Jill. I got this at a library sale a long time ago, and I was told that this is part of the Alex Cross detective police series, and it is very always high intense action, fast paced, lots of chasing bad guys and all that kind of good stuff, or bad women. And so this sounds like a very familiar plot. I have now read 2 of his. This would be the 3rd one. And I really feel like he's one of those authors, at least with these Alex Cross ones, that it's a formula, right? But it's a good formula. There is a murder and slash kidnapping slash robbery, and then you're trying to chase down the bad guy, and he gets always personally involved somehow, and then there's a climax to it and a resolution. So the typical standard thing, but sometimes you're in the mood for that. So this one is Washington, D.C. There is 2 murders. One is a high position senator, and then one is a famous young girl in a black community in the suburbs, and somehow they're connected. So sounds pretty intriguing. Second choice, Fiona Davis, The Lions of Fifth Avenue. I have been really wanting to read another Fiona Davis. I am a huge fan. This is another one that is dual timeline, 1913 and 1993. So it's a woman and then her granddaughter, and they both have to do with Library of Congress and dealing with books and libraries and documenting historical things. And so there's like a mystery drama that kind of takes place over the ages that Fiona Davis does so well. There's always a historical kind of facts that are true story that kind of always tie into her stories, which is really interesting. So someday I will read that. Then the 3rd choice is The Prisoner of Heaven. This is part of the Shadow of the Wind series, which is like a mysterious kind of labyrinth style library that is only certain people can find it, and then when you go in, a book kind of chooses you, and there's like a mystery unraveling, keeping the book the spirit of the book and the real truth of each book alive kind of thing. And so this is actually the third in the trilogy, but you can read any of them in any order. It does not matter. So this is the third, the Prisoner of Heaven, and I've read the first two. The first one was 5-star. The second one was 3.5 solid book. So I do look forward to reading this one. It is set in 1957 around Christmas time. There's like a cozy, perfect family, and then a stranger shows up and disrupts that and has, you know, this mystery encounter to solve. Then choice number 4 is a Lisa Jewell. I have read a couple Lisa Jewells, and they have been solid 3 stars, but I really feel like this is a potential author for a 5-star for me. I just feel like I haven't found that particular one yet. So if you are real familiar with her and have a recommendation, I can't remember off the top of my head now what the title of the two, maybe I will put them along the bottom. But this one is British seaside, single mom, finds a mysterious man who kind of has amnesia. And then there's a second one 23 years earlier. There's a woman who like loses her husband, like her husband disappears or whatever, and somehow these things are connected, and you know, we're trying to, it's kind of a thriller psychological thing, trying to figure it out. So it sounds good. Sounds like my kind of thing. That I don't like a lot of heavy gore or heavy sexuality or heavy violence, but that kind of more mindset, like on the edge of your seat of your pants kind of thing. Then this one is kind of pushing the envelope a little for me. The Wives, Tarryn Fisher, and this is basically a woman who knows that her husband was married to somebody else, and she only sees him on certain days of the week, and she knows on other days he's with some other wife, which I don't even remember what show that is, but you know, the one with multiple wives. It's like, that's an intriguing thing that makes me go, why would anybody do that? I mean, that's that's my whole reason. It's like, why would you even think that's cool? But I do like this kind of mystery of how scary that would be if she starts to find out that she inadvertently friends another wife, but the other wife doesn't know that she's another wife, and then she discovers that this other woman is having all kinds of danger and abuse and things that are happening, and they share a husband, right? So she's like, oh my gosh, what's going on kind of thing, and does this threaten me kind of thing. And then there's like a third wife that I don't know that either of them knew about. But anyway, I think that sounds really creepy and probably a good read. But all 5 of those have a very intriguing kind of capturing premise to me that I would love to dive into, and I will within the next 2 years. I work really hard never to keep a book more than 2 years. I either read it or unhaul it. So those are the 5 books up for September. Leave me a comment, which one do you think I should read, and add for sure to my TBR. I appreciate your consideration, your time, stopping by. Let me know what you're up to in reading. Have a happy day and happy reading. Take care, y'all.